Hello everyone, good morning to all. So, Most Sudipta Mam, welcome college. This is StudyIQ OPSC. Okay, so today's session is about the biodiversity. So, not delaying, start the class, but just give you 2 to 5 minutes to join all the students. Okay, please, those are online. Please let me clear that my audio and video is clear or not. So, hope everything is clear. Okay, we'll just start the class then. This is about the biodiversity. It's the vital, very important topic for both all the graduation level examination, but very crucial for the OPSC or the civil services examinations. So, not delaying, start the class. Just give me a minute. Guys, before going to the MCQs round, let's see what is the biodiversity actually. See, guys, what is biodiversity? The biodiversity refers to the variety and the variability of life forms on Earth. It encompasses all living organisms, their genetic differences, and the ecosystems they form. Basically, this is about the varieties of living organisms, living beings are there inside the ecosystem. There where we are living. So, it is studied at 3 levels. That is, starting level is kind. This is the genetic diversity, then the species diversity, then about the ecosystem diversity. So inside the genetic diversity, we will read the variety of genes, or we are researching, we are doing our research and development on the variety of genes with a single species. Example, we can give that different varieties of rice, and also you can read about the golden rice, that is the vitamin fortified A. Okay, and there is the species diversity. This is the variety of species within a region. Example we can give, that is the tigers, elephant, frogs, and all other that is going to be very amusing in nature. So, about the ecosystem diversity. Guys, what is ecosystem diversity? This is the variety of ecosystems in a geographical locations. Example, we can give that the forest, wetland, the grassland, and about the deserts. This is all about the three states about where we are going to read about the biodiversity and we will research on biodiversity. So, এই তিনটা স্টেপକୁ ତମକୁ ମନେ ରଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. So, further, importance of biodiversity is what? The ecological balance and ecosystem services. About the pollination, the nutrient cycle, the climate regulation, this is under the ecological balance and ecosystem service. The source of food, medicine and raw materials, the culture and aesthetic value, the provides resilience to environmental changes. These are under the importance of biodiversity. You have to keep this in your mind. And guys, the biodiversity hotspot is what? These are the reasons with high species richness, as I have said you that this is the high species richness, the high endemic species. Sorry. Guys, having AI and using AI in your day-to-day life, this is the effectiveness. Anyhow, so next is the facing severe threat due to human activities. Guys, this is the brief ideas I'm giving you about the biodiversity. Again, we are going to the MCQs round. Okay, so start kariba MCQs round. Before that, guys, India has 4 biodiversity hotspots, that is the Himalayas, Indo-Burma and the Western Ghats, the Sundarland. Okay, so these are 4 important biodiversity hotspots of India that you have to keep in your mind. The threats to biodiversity is what? Guys, the habitat destructions, that is the deforestation, urbanization, these are the destructions for the habitat. This is the fear factor, the matter of concern for the biodiversity. And again the pollution, that is the air pollution, water pollution, as well as the soil pollution, the climate change, the overexploitation of resources, the invasive alien species, the poaching and illegal wildlife trade. So these are the matter of concerns or the threat factor of the biodiversity. Okay. So next the in situ conservation and guys the ex situ conservation. Exam re mostly gote question nihati asuchi about what is the in situ conservation and the ex situ conservation. Sometimes guys in situ conservation को on situ बोली भी कुहा जाए and the ex situ conservation को off site बोली भी कुहा जाए. The on site is the in situ, the off site is the ex situ. The in situ conservation under asuchi कौन? The biosphere reserves, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and the sacred groves. What is the ex situ conservation, guys? The botanical gardens, zoological parks, seed banks, gene banks, these all are under the ex situ conservation. That is the offsite. Okay. So see, the International Convention of Initiatives, that is the Convention on Biological Diversity, that is the CBD, that is formed in 1992. This is also very much important that exam re direct question यहाँ पे आसुची. The Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, the Nagoya Protocol on Access and Benefit Sharing, the CITES, that is the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, the Ramsar Convention on Wetland, the IUCN Red List, that is the status of threatened species. The Red Book you have already read somewhere in the courses. So the national effort of India is what, guys? The Biological Diversity Act 2002. This is also very important, guys. Each and every point I have mentioned here, this is very crucial for the exam perspective. So all the important points, just keep it in your mind. So National Biodiversity Authority, that is the NVA, that is the national effort of India towards the biodiversity. So state biodiversity boards have been being built for India, that is the SPB, the People's Biodiversity Register, the PBRs, देखो internal like national level throughout the ground level पर्यंत दिया जायछि. And the Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Crocodile Conservation Project, these are under the National Effort India plan. Okay. So this is all about the briefing idea about the biodiversity. Okay. तो मैंने एतिकी देखि थिबो या पर जो हमें एमसीक्यूज कवर अप करिबा होपफुली त माने को आराम से करि परिबो. जदि एतिकी त माने को फर्स्ट स्टार्टिंग रे जोडा कंप्लीट करेली सेतिकी त माने माइंडफुली करिना देन ऑब्वियसली त माने एठी अटकिबो. So the first question, guys, which of the following represents genetic diversity? So which of the following represents genetic diversity? The options are different ecosystems in a region, different breeds of cows, a forest with various tree species, or all of the above. The following represents the genetic diversity. That means the same gene but diverse in nature. That is the different ecosystem in a region. Guys, different ecosystems gote single region re. There is the diversity of genetic. But the different breeds of cows, but cows hela kono the same gene ru, same genus, same species ru asithiba, but genus amar kono that genetic material different hai. So same species ru kono cows asiba, but the ecosystem re different trees katha कहले सेठी हमारा no matter एठी कोन कहछु only different ecosystem in a region. So in a region that can be a living ecosystem, that can be non-living ecosystem. So there is a variety of species we can find in a single ecosystem. So this will be not the answer. So different breeds of cows, this can be this can be our answer. So we are considering this as of now. Next is a forest with various tree species. Guys, it is like mention ही करी देछि that species ही various अछि. So obviously not. There is single species, what the genus is different. Then हमें कहि परिबा this is genetic diversity. So what will be the right answer? This is the different breeds of cows. Yes, Lipsa. Very good. This is this is the different breeds of cows. So see, what is the genetic diversity, guys? the range of genetic material present in the population of a single species, as I have said it. So the Mediterranean pink pheasant had a population of 10 in 1991. So that means there is an example of the pheasant. But here is in our question, the question is about the cow. Okay, so cow is the same genus but in the different species. So next, which of the following is not a level of biodiversity? So, as I have already discussed, what is the biodiversity and what are the different biodiversity level? There are three biodiversities level. So, among all, what will be the right answer? That is not a level of biodiversity. The genetic biodiversity, the species diversity, the cultural diversity, or the ecosystem diversity. Tell me the right answer. What will be? The genetic diversity, the species diversity, as well as the ecosystem diversity. These are the three important level of biodiversity instead of what? The cultural diversity. There is nothing like the cultural diversity is mentioned in the biodiversity labeling. Okay, very good. This is option C is the right one. Next question please, or just have a look. The three levels of biodiversity considering the species, the genetic, the ecosystem. Clear? So under the species, that refers to the numbers of kinds of living organisms. Under genetic, that refers to the genetic variation within a population of species. That means a same species but in a different genes. And under ecosystem, variety of habitats, biological, communities and ecological processes that occur in the biosphere. So these are the different or the three levels of the biodiversity. Okay, very good. Next question answer here, that a biodiversity hotspot must have at least. So what is biodiversity hotspot? Criteria कौन? At least केतिकी species थिबा दरकार. Guys, the 100 endemic species, the 1,500 vascular plants as endemics, or the 2,000 species of vertebrates, or 500 species of endangered animals. What will be the right answer? Do in the comment section. Guys, consider the options. So the right answer will be, there is a 1500. Guys, there is a 1500 vascular plants as the endemics. So see what is exactly the diversity, the biodiversity hotspot. According to Conservation International, a biodiversity hotspot is defined by the following two criteria. This is the two important criteria, guys. It must have at least 1500 species of endemic vascular plants. Endemism is the degree to which species are found only in a given place. Suppose inside the Odisha, in a particular region inside, suppose we are considering about the Mayurvanch or in the Baleshwar line, or there is some specific kind of plants we are found in that particular area. Then we can say that this is the specific endemic vascular plants we are going to found in the particular place. So that is the biodiversity hotspot. But if that is largely, hugely ଆମେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପାଇବା, then we will consider about that is a biodiversity hotspot. So there is 34 hotspots have been identified worldwide. So inside India, there are only 4. Okay, so must have lost at least 70% of its original area. So original area ର 70% କେତେ ଆମର cover କରିକି ରଖିଥିବ biodiversity hotspot. Okay, this is the criteria of biodiversity hotspot. So next question, guys. Which of the following is a biodiversity hotspot in India? As I have mentioned, there are 4 types of biodiversity hotspot in India presently. So, among all, what will be the right answer? The Aravalli Hills, the Indo-Gangetic Plain, the Western Ghats, or the Deccan Plateau. Starting रे मु सेथिपाई क्लास रे किछि ब्रीफिंग नोट रखिथिली, so that तमे ताकू देखिबो, पढिबो and बुझिबो किछि आंसर तमारे own perspective ru. If you are very much beginner and new in the biodiversity line, then also you can answer that as well. But आपण माने तो महान. So still answer दिया. Which of the following is a biodiversity hotspot in India? Lipsa and the Asta production or Astha production, sorry. So the right answer will be the Western Ghat. See, the India's biodiversity hotspot केतेटा अछि? Total 4टा biodiversity hotspot. Okay, so total ଆମର geographical area रू केतिकी area cover करूछे biodiversity hotspot जेतिकी अछि guys 24.46%. Guys, important rahuchi how many biodiversity hotspots area is present in India, that is 4, and how much geographical area it is going to cover or it has covered, that is guys 24.46. The 2 points are very important. Guys, the 4 points are Himalayan range, and in the northern eastern India, the Western Ghat, and inside the Andaman and Nicobar Island. These are the 4 biodiversity hotspots of India. Very good. Next, which one of the following is not an in situ method of conservation? I have mentioned that earlier that there is 2 types of conservation, that is in situ conservation and the ex situ conservation. So, to the first starting group class dekhujo, then you have already known about the in situ and the ex situ. If not, then we will discuss. So, in situ method of conservation, which will be the right answer? The biosphere reserves, the botanical gardens, the national parks, or the sacred groves? Tell me, which one of the following is not an in situ method of conservation? Guys, this is the botanical garden is under ex situ method of conservation. That is not already list तुमको कहि देइथिली कोटा in situ under रे जिवो कोटा ex situ under रे जिवो. The botanical garden is under in situ method of conservation, whereas the biosphere reserve, the national parks, and the sacred groves, all 3 are under the in situ method of conservation. Okay. So in situ conservation is a method of biodiversity conservation that focuses on preserving species within their natural habitats by not changing their natural habitats and the ecosystems. This means protecting and maintaining the natural environments where species live rather than moving them to artificial environments like zoos or the botanical gardens. So there are biodiversity conservation have been divided into 2 main categories, that is the in situ conservation and the ex situ conservation. The chart is very important, just have a look here. So there is a hotspot, that is 25 plus 9, total hotspots in worldwide rohichi kete 34 hotspots. Among that India re 4 ta rohichi. Clear? The biosphere reserve is 14, national park is 90, wildlife sanctuaries is 448, sacred groups be present rohichi kaha under re in situ conservation under re. Ex situ conservation under guys, but botanical garden, the zoological parks, the wildlife safari parks, the cryo preservation, the tissue culture method, the in vitro fertilization, seed bank, pollen bank, gene bank, any kind of bank, the seed, pollen and gene under the ex situ conservation, and as well as the field gene banks, the aquaria, the home gardens. Guys, तो 12टा जाक पॉइंट तुमको कौन भी करके मन रखिया को पड़िबो, बिकॉज़ ऑप्शन एटा देई दोची ऑड एंड आउट करके तुमको चूज करिया को पड़िबो. दिस इज अ वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट. भाबीबनी कि थ्योरीज मैम बहुत सारा कहउचंदी, बट गाइस एवरी पॉइंट एवरी लाइन इज इंपोर्टेंट फॉर all the graduation level examination. Okay, see, next question guys. The term biodiversity was coined by. The term biodiversity was coined by first whom? The E.O. Wilson, the Charles Darwin, the Norman Mairs, or the Rachel Carson? The term biodiversity was coined by. Guys, the right answer will be the E.O. Wilson. There is no such detailed information want to give you, but still, guys, the biodiversity, that is called as the biological diversity also, that is coined in 1985 for a conference. The proceedings of which were published as the Book of Biodiversity, edited by E.O. Wilson. Clear? The biodiversity term was coined by the E.O. Wilson. The bio, IO or EO relate kari diya. Okay. The next, which of the following conventions is specifically focused on the conservation of biodiversity. Which of the following conventions is specifically focused on the conservation of biodiversity? Guys, this is the Ramsar Convention, the Cartagena Protocol, the Convention on Biological Diversity, or the UNFCCC. What will be the right answer? This is the Convention on Biological Diversity. The Convention on Biological Diversity. So see what it says. So the Convention on Biological Diversity is what? Guys, this is the 3 Rio Conventions, that is the UNFCCC, UNCCD and CBD. The CBD is that is the Convention on Biological Diversity. Okay, this is an international legally binding biodiversity treaty with 3 main goals. That means a treaty को जो countries माने sign करिवे, so ता under जो 3टा main goal अछि ताको से माने like accept करिवे and ता under ही ताको protocol को follow करिके से माने आगु को जिवे. So the 3 main important point is, guys, what? The conservation of biological diversity, the sustainable use of its components, the fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising out of the utilization of genetic resources. So this is the 3 important key points that the CBD, or we can say the Convention on Biological Diversity, work for. Okay. Very good. Next, what does the IUCN Red List classify? Guys, tell me, how does the IUCN Red List classify? The options are wetlands of international importance, endangered languages, threat level species, or the list of biosphere reserves. If you have basic idea about the Red Book, then you can answer it actually. So what is IUCN stand for, guys? This is International Union, the International Union for Conservation of Nature. And the list classify about the threat level of species. About the threat level of species. Yes, Lipsa, you are right. The threat level of species. So what is the red list categories, guys? First, the extinct, the threatened, the least concern. So we are covering the threatened line. So the endangered, that is the facing a very high risk of extinction in the wild, and the vulnerable, that is the facing a high risk of extinction in the wild also. And guys, near threatened, that is the close to qualifying or like to qualify for a threatened category in the near future. So there is some conservation and some threatened list also. The extinct list also have mentioned here. About the least concern also have mentioned here. You can have a look. Okay. Not V Rajasri, not V, this is the C, the threat levels. Okay. The next question, guys, which Indian region is known for both high species richness and high endemism? Which Indian region is known for both high species richness and high endemism? The options are Sundarbans, Western Himalayas, Western Ghats, or Indo-Gangetic Plains. Tell me the next question, guys. This is Western Ghats. Okay, this is Western Ghats. So the Indian region, Western Ghat, is known for both high species richness and the high endemism. See, the Western Ghat guys starting को तमे already जानी थिबो सुंदरबन को cover करूची the whole Western Ghat is The total mammal species is 140, the reptile species is 260, the bird species is 510, the amphibian species is 180. So this covers the 25% of biodiversity of the India. So whole India ro biodiversity 25% cover korchi only the Western Ghat itself. Okay. Next, which of the following species is considered critically endangered in India? Which of the following species is considered critically endangered in India? Tell me what will be the right answer? So this is Indian vulture. This is very going to be diminished, and we can say this is the endangered in India. So see, so the critical endangered resident birds of India, there are, but many of them are Indian vulture, the red-headed vulture, the white-rumped vulture, the slender-billed vulture. These are kind of vulture going to be endangered in India. Okay, next see. Lipsa A. Seriously, Bengal tiger is going to endanger? Be updated, huh? Okay. Rajeshri D. She भी मन answer दोचा. Okay. Which organization publishes the Living Planet Report? Which organization publishes the Living Planet Report? That is the UNEP, WWF, IUCN, or the FAO. Tell me the right answer in the comment section. Guys, do answer in the comment section. Yes, this is the WWF, the World Wide Fund for Nature. This is the World Wide Fund for Nature. And guys, the UNEP, already I have mentioned, that is what the United Nations, not UNEP, IUCN, right? This is the United Nations Environment Program. Okay, the WWF is stand for what? This is the Worldwide Fund for Nature, also known as what? The World Wildlife Fund. যদি exam रे full form एमिति भी पचारे যদি এইটা থিবা right answer করিব, or World Wildlife Fund भी যদি থিবা, that will be also the right answer. Again guys, IUCN is stand for what? This is International Union for Conservation. And guys, the FAO is the Food and Agriculture Organization. Clear? Next, see. So, according to the Living Planet Report 2024, the Living Planet Report is published by the WWF, that is the World Wildlife Fund, in collaboration with the Zoological Society of London. In collaboration with whom? With the Zoological Society of London, that is the ZSL. The report is released every 2 years and provides an overview of the health of the planet's ecosystem through the Living Planet Index, that is the LPI. So every 2 years re thore amara kon report ta launch hoy. Next, tell me, the Biodiversity Act of India was enacted in the year. The Biodiversity Act of India was enacted in the year. This is 2000, 2002, 2005 or 2010. This is 2002. See, the Biological Diversity Act of 2002 grants NVA the authority of regulating and providing guidance on various aspects of biodiversity, including its impact on the patenting process. So the authority guys kiye rahibe? The India, that is the NVA, the National Biodiversity Authority, that performs a crucial role in protecting the nation's biological resources and ensuring the equitable use of them. Very good. Next, which of the following is an ex situ conservation strategy? Tell me, which of the following is an ex situ conservation strategy? What will be the right answer? Yeah, that is the gene bank. The ex situ conservation under already तुमको in situ and ex situ conservation under कौन कौन list रहिबा, I have already mentioned that for you. So ता भितर ही ताकू टेबल ताकू माइंड रे सेट करो and ता भितर ही क्वेश्चन आसीबो, not out of that. Okay? Yes, the gene bank is the right answer. The ex situ conservation strategies is first the location, choose the location, that is the sampling or transfer. Then again the conservation tools like the live gene bank, in vitro storage, the DNA, gametes, cell storage, etc. Then we have to characterization and evaluation. Then we have to resource utilization, that is the breeding process. Then again we have divided into the diversity richness, the species richness and the ecosystem protection. These are the three basic differentiation. So next, which state has the highest number of national parks in India? Tell me, which state has the highest number of national parks in India? That is Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Karnataka or Arunachal Pradesh. Give me the right answer in the comment section. Which state has the highest number of national parks in India? That is Madhya Pradesh. Guys, the total number of national parks Madhya Pradesh re kete achi na 11. Sorry, the Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of national parks in India with a total of 11. But as of 2025, guys, India re keteta national park achi? That is 106. That is also very important point. Okay, that is the 106 national parks currently present in the India. These parks cover approximately 1.35% of the country's total land area. Okay, and total जो हमर ओडिसा रे कोन कोन अछि आउट ऑफ नियरेस्ट हमर नेबरिंग स्टेट रे कोन कोन अछि सेगुडा तुम टिके माइंड रखियो. Yes. Sorry. So which is the smallest national park in India? Tell me, which is the smallest national park in India? The Cable Lanzo, the Valley of Flowers, the South Bottom Island or the Balpakaram? What will be? Very good. South Button Island is the smallest national park of India. Okay, see about that. Sorry. So the smallest national park in India is the South Button Island National Park, located in the Andaman and Nicobar Island. Okay, this one is the top view. जदि satellite views देखिबो बहुत ही छोटो size रे देखा जिवो जोटा कि present inside the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and it covers an area of approximately just 5 square kilometers. Okay, that means you can calculate how small it is. Next question, guys. Which of the following is not a function of biodiversity? Tell me, which of the following is not a function of biodiversity? Tell me the right answer. Which of the following is not a function of biodiversity? Which of the following is not a function of biodiversity? The options are the pollination of crops, the soil erosion, the climate regulations, or the nutrient cycle. What will be the right answer? This is, guys, the soil erosion. This is not under the function of biodiversity. Rest the pollination of crops, the climate regulation, the nutrient cycling, all are under the what? Functions of biodiversity. Clear? Very good. So next, see about this. Just a minute. Give me a minute just. Okay. So the provision, these are the reports under कौन आमर functions रहुची जो biodiversity रो. Let's start. First गोटे दीटा point कहि दउची, then you please read it out. Okay. The provision service, that is the biodiversity, provides essential resources like food, water and medicines. The regulating service, that it helps regulate climate, control disease and manage water cycles. The supporting services is the biodiversity supports the nutrient cycling, the pollinations and other processes that maintain life on earth. The cultural services, that it provides spiritual, the recreational and the aesthetic benefits. So these are the benefits and the functions of the biodiversity. Okay, then you have a good idea about the biodiversity. Okay. So now tell me, the India's first biosphere reserve recognized under UNESCO's Man and Biosphere Program is India's first biosphere reserve recognized under UNESCO's Man and Biosphere Program is the Nanda Devi, the Gulf of Mannar, the Nilgiri, the Sundarbans. Tell me. Guys, this is Nilgiri. India's first biosphere reserve recognized under UNESCO's Man and Biosphere Program is Nilgiri. So, the biosphere, that is the MAB program under a conjunction, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, and it was established in the year 1986 as per Odisha. This is very, very important, guys. Taku mone rakha. And guys, it presently quote like our present hochi kouthi na area cover karuchi the Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. A state को कौन से worldwide cover up करूची. Next देखो, sorry not worldwide, the nationwide. So next देखो, the Nagoya Protocol deals with. So what is the Nagoya Protocol? The Nagoya Protocol deals with what? The climate change and adaptation, pollution control, access to genetic resources and benefit sharing, the desertification control. So the Nagoya Protocol controls what? The access to genetic resources and benefit sharing. As we are reading about the biodiversity, so the biodiversity relatable answer here हमें देखिए खोजिबा. That means the access to genetic resources and the benefit sharing. What is the Nagoya Protocols, guys? So there are three types of main protocols are covering to the biodiversity. That is the Nagoya Protocol, and guys the Nagoya, like the Kuala Lumpur Protocol and the Cartagena Protocol. So among three, the Nagoya and the Cartagena is very, very important. Okay. So what is the Nagoya Protocol, guys? The Nagoya Protocol is an additional to Convention on Biological Diversity. Whereas the Cartagena the Cartagena Protocol is an international agreement that controls the transfer of LMOs, living modified organisms. What is LMO? That is the living modified organism from one nation to the another. Okay, this is what limited, this is worldwide. ଏତିକି ବାସ୍ ତାକୁ differentiate କର. Very good. Next देखो. The sacred groves are best example of. Guys, sacred groves कौन जानिଛ? Guys, ଯେତେବେଳେ particular जंगल ଭିତରେ ତମାନେ ଦେଖିଥିବ जो आदिवासी माने रुहंती ट्राइबल पीपल माने रुहंती सेमाने तांकर गोटे कम्युनिटी बनांती एंड जंगल रे किछि जगह को कवर अप करिकी आइदर तांकर लाइक कल्चरल किछि बनांती सेठी मंदिर बनांती कि देवींकर प्रतिष्ठा करंती एंड सेटा को से तांकर कोन ना इष्ट देवी बोली मानंती से जगहटा को तांको अंडर रे से रखंती ताको कंजर्व करिके रखंती दैट इज द सैक्रेड ग्रोव्स एंड दिस इज बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट urban forestry, traditional in situ conservation, agroforestry or the modern botanical gardens. Guys, this is not urban because we are saying about the forest. So urban forestry nahi. So traditionally guys eta kaha under na in situ conservation under hi achi. See. Okay, the sacred groups are what? The patches of forest or natural vegetation that are protected by local communities due to their religious and cultural significance. Okay, देखि पारुथुबो ए टाइप रो सेमाने किछि लैंड एरिया फॉरेस्ट रो कवर करिके रखंती तांको अंडर इवन तारो केयर भी करते. ओके, वेरी गुड. नेक्स्ट सी, which of the following animals is listed in schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972? Tell me, which of the following animals is listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972? The nilgai, the Indian elephant, the common langur or the black hawk? What is the black hawk? What is the nilgai, Indian elephant, common langur? Guys, like ame टॉपिक ऊपर को इंपोर्टेंट देबा अदरवाइज ऑप्शन ऊपर को गले बहुत ही लेंथी हे जिवो क्लास. So the right answer will be Indian elephant. See, so guys, Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is what? The Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is an act of the Parliament of India enacted for protection of plants and animal species, and it extends to whole of India except the Jammu and Kashmir. So it has 6 schedules, each giving varying degrees of protection. केतेटा schedule रहिबो? Total 6 टा schedule अछि. तो सेथरो हमको पचाछि कोन ना फर्स्ट schedule. Guys, schedule 1 and part 2 of schedule provide absolute protection, that is the offense under these are prescribed the highest penalties. Species listed in schedule 3 and 4 are also protected, but the penalties are much lower. Schedule 5 includes the animals which may be haunted. The plants in schedule 6 are prohibited for cultivation and planting. So the first schedule amara mention hichi about what? About the elephant in India. Okay. Next chalo. Which of the following regions of India has tropical rainforest? The options are Rajasthan, Eastern Ghat, Western Himalayas, Andaman and Nicobar Island. Which of the following regions of India has tropical rainforests? The options are Rajasthan, Eastern Ghat, Western Himalayas or the Andaman and Nicobar Island. Guys, the Andaman and Nicobar Island have the tropical rainforest area. See, the tropical rainforests in India are primarily found in the Western Ghat region. The Andaman and Nicobar Island, it Western Ghat mention nahi na? Eastern Ghat achi. Okay. Andaman Nicobar Island and the northern east region of Assam. Specific areas include Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and parts of some Assam. Clear? Next, see. Endemic species are the species that are found worldwide, the invasive species, the species found in a particular region, or the species found in zoos. guys the endemic that means गोटे पर्टिकुलर एरिया रे हम जते किछि स्पेसीज को देखिबा को पाउचे किछि एनिमल्स हैला किछि प्लांट्स हैला these are called the endemic one for this particular reason. So that is the species found only in a particular region. Clear? Yes, Rajashree. Guys, examples of the endemic species are the ring-tailed lemur, the bamboo trees, the koala, etc. You can have a look here. But endemic species are plant or animal species found exclusively in a particular geographical region and nowhere else on earth. That means alga kouthi bhi, sorry, nowhere. That means alga kou jagare nuha particularly sei place re hi हमको देखिबा को मिलिबो. Okay? Please give me a minute. Okay, see next. Let's see which is the major cause of biodiversity loss. That is the afforestation, genetic engineering, the habitat destruction, or the creation of national park. Guys, the genetic loss is due to, biodiversity loss is due to the habitat destruction, but because biodiversity is totally dependent upon the genus species on the habitat in a particular ecosystem. That is, the habitat destruction is leading to what? The biodiversity loss. Yes, the afforestation nuha Lipsa. The right answer will be the habitat destruction. Okay. See, the 5 threat to biodiversity, that is the land and sea use change, the pollution, the species overexploitation, the climate change, and the invasive species and the disease. Okay. The under kichi the line mention achi, please taku mane rakhiba. Yes, sir, Rajashree, right. The term biodiversity refers to, guys, what does it mean by biodiversity? The poaching in marine reserves, unauthorized use of biological resources, illegal wildlife trade, or the oceanic pollution. Tell me. The term biodiversity refers to what? Guys, this is the unauthorized use of biological resources. The unauthorized use of biological resources. Okay. See, the biodiversity is what? It occurs when biological resources are traditionally knowledge and exploited commercially without consent, the recognition or compensation to the people who have been using them for the generation. Suppose about the GI tax, you can consider about the GI tax. That is, guys, what suppose you have somehow, have you ever read about the IPR, the intellectual property right? Under that, there is a mention about what you can, some of logos or some of the titles someone is having, that you cannot borrow or you cannot use that without his or her consent. So that is about the biodiversity of the biodiversity. That is about something, but the theme is same. Without someone's consent, you cannot use their own words. Okay. Take next, which one of the following is not a Ramsar site? Which one of the following is not a Ramsar site? The Chilika Lake, the Keoladeo National Park, the Loktak Lake, or the Valley of Flowers? Tell me. The right answer will be the Valley of Flowers. So this is not under Ramsar site, but in the Chilika Lake we have no, the Kevadia National Park that also in there, and the Loktak Lake. These three are under Ramsar site. See, what is the Ramsar site? Guys, the Ramsar site is a wetland designated as being of international importance under the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. And the Convention of Wetlands was established in the year 1971 by the UNESCO. So provides a framework for conserving and wisely using wetlands and their resources. So wetland listed as Ramsar sites are recognized for their ecological value and for their role in supporting wildlife. Okay. Next, the term keystone species refers to. The term keystone species refers to a species with smallest population, the species that dominate the ecosystem, species on which other species depend, or the endangered species. The term keystone species refers to what, guys? The term keystone species refer to the species on which other species depend. जो species उपरे other species depend करंती ताको हमें कौन कहूचे ना keystone species. See about it. So a keystone species is a species that plays a critical role in maintaining the structure, function and diversity of an ecosystem. That means total देखिथिबो घास को झिंटिका खाइला, झिंटिका को बेंग खाइला, बेंग को साप खाइला, साप को etc. etc etc. So this is all about the life cycle process. So this is what the keystone species lead to, and its impact on the ecosystem is the disproportionately large relative to its abundance. Okay. Next, see, which of the following pairs is not correctly matched? Guys, the tiger, Project Tiger 1973 रे हेतिला, the Project Elephant 1992 रे हेतिला, the Crocodile Conservation 1999 रे हेतिला, the Wildlife Protection 1972. Guys, the first of all, the correctly matched is Project Tiger रे हेतिला 1973 रे. Yes, Elephant is also 1992 रे, and 1999 it I think 75 रे. We'll check it out. The Wildlife Protection Act is 1972. So the odd one out will be the Crocodile Act. See, the 72 रे हेतिला. The Project Tiger launched in 1973, Project Elephant 1992, Wildlife Protection Act is enacted in 1972, but is Crocodile Conservation Project that is launched in 1975, not in 1999. The World Crocodile Day is celebrated in June 17 every year. Okay. Next, see. Which of the following groups is the most species rich? Tell me, which of the following group is the most species rich? That is the mammals, the bats, the amphibians, or the insects. Which of the following groups is the most species rich? This is the insects. This is insects is the most species rich. Guys, among animal groups, insects are the most species rich. They account for a significant portion of the total animal species, with estimates suggesting they make of over 70% of all animal species. Okay, that means amara insect rauchandi kete amount re dekho, almost 70%. Okay, next, see, the red data book is maintained by. The red data book is maintained by the UNEP, the FAO, the IUCN, or the WWF. Guys, I have already mentioned about that this is the IUCN. So what is the red data book? So the red data book is document that catalogs and tracks the status of endangered and threatened species of plants. दैट मीन्स रेड डाटा बुक रे हमर कोन रहइबा ना जते एंडेजर्ड और जते धीरे धीरे डिमिनिश हो जाउछन प्लांट रो स्पेसीज माने से मानको मेंशन करिक रखि and the animals and the fungi also. It serves as a public resource for information about these species, including their population status and the degrees of threat they face, helping to inform the conservation efforts. That means day by day आमे देखुचे हमर ancestors period आमे देखुचे like किछि species देखिबा को मिलुतले and later on किछि देखिबा को पाउनी and आगु किछि नुवा नुवा भी देखिबा को मिलुचे. So about आमे जो देखु information gather करिके रखुचे कोउथिरे that is called the red data book. Okay, so next देखो India's National Biodiversity Authority is India's National Biodiversity Authority is headquartered in so India रो हमर जो INBA अछि India's National NBA the National Biodiversity Authority presently their headquarter guys code अछि this is present in the Chennai. This is present in where the Chennai. Okay, the National Biodiversity Authority. So the first देखि दियो द हमर नेशनल बायोडायवर्सिटी अथॉरिटी जोटा रहिछि केते केते लेवल रे काम करे गाइस त नेशनल लेवल रे रहउछि नेशनल बायोडायवर्सिटी अथॉरिटी तो स्टेट लेवल रे रहउछि स्टेट बायोडायवर्सिटी बोर्ड्स एंड यूनियन टेरिटरी बायोडायवर्सिटी काउंसिल्स then रहउछि लोकल लेवल दैट इज द बायोडायवर्सिटी मैनेजमेंट कमिटीज then रहउछि this is the end one. Okay, so this is all about what the National Biodiversity Authority. So guys, there is an information I want to share with you that StudyIQ already amara launch kari sarichi guys. There is a various of courses. If you want to purchase any of the courses, already kali thu amara batch start hi jaichi. Still, if you want to join guys, you can join because ebe jaye te complete heini. Just a minute, just a minute. So the Paripurna OPSC OCS batch guys P plus means the foundation batch. So there is a देखंतु काली मु आपन को देखौतली 16999 थिला एबे तार प्राइस राइज hi जाइसे 18999 and if you will buy now the option there is two offers available and you have to choose the SSP life and apply then here is आपण माने मे भी भाबुथिबे कि मैम एमिति बस परचेज करिया पय कहउचंती last time I have mentioned that the 10000 was the least one now see this is 12000 but still the batch is live. If you want to join then you can join here and here also the sociology yes the sociology optional subject we have. If you want to purchase the optional of sociology you can have with using my code SSP live guys. And guys, most importantly for the mock test preparation there is a Abhyas batch that is also 3500 the price has been raised but it wait kara price drop bhi haba and there is a mock test the unlimited mock test you can give in here and amara Paripurna batch and as well the amara Aarambh batch also achi to ei batch uda kare amara batch already launch hei salani start hei salani to mane join karucho and guys Paripurna batch pai gote special offer to mane ko pai achi jodi batch to mane join karucho and tamara OPSC रे प्री क्लियर हे जाउची देन द प्री रा रिफंड अमाउंट तमे पाइ छिबो एंड मेंस पई सपोर्ट भी पाइबो विथ गाइस एनसीईआरटी फ्री वीडियो कोर्स तुमको अवेलेबल करा जिवो एंड 23 मॉक टेस्ट भी फ्री रहइबो ओके दैट इज अबाउट व्हाट परिपूर्ण बैच ओके तो परिपूर्ण बैच रे भी तमे मो कोड एसएसपी लाइव यूज करिकी परचेज करि परिबो एंड यू कैन हैव द दिस डिस्काउंटेड प्राइसेस ओके मैम एग्जाम अक्टोबर रे हबो यस गाइस the most probability. Okay, so thank you so much for the attention and thank you for present in my class and guys more class every week day on the Thursday and Friday. Okay, so stay tuned for the next week. Thank you so much, take care of yourself but for your parents first. Thank you guys, thank you so much. अच्छा the last question I wrote अछि तो गोटे क्वेश्चन कर दियो. So which of the following best describes the ecosystem services of biodiversity? The reproduction in wildlife, the tourism only, the benefits humans obtain from the ecosystems or the genetic modification? Guys, the right answer will be the benefits humans obtain from the ecosystem. The ecosystem service of biodiversity describes the benefits of human obtained from the ecosystem. While we are living in the same ecosystem, the man are benefited by by the other organisms. What are the benefits that's described in the ecosystem services? See, the biodiversity plays a crucial role in providing ecosystem services, which are the benefits humans derive from nature. These services include pollination, climate regulation, water purification, food protection, soil fertility, and the production of food, fuel, fiber, and medicine. Everything what I have mentioned here, these are what? The benefit of the human society, nothing else. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, but first of your parents. Thank you. Have a good day and stay healthy and preparation जोरदार कर चलो. Okay. Thank you.